Okay, guys, so welcome to the Enigma Strategy webinar with myself, Henry, Head of Strategy here at Enigma Strategy. Hope everybody is well. And it's, of course, the Thursday webinar for you guys. Going to go over the major pairs and just see what's cracking on the market. First and foremost, many apologies for Tuesday. Real issues with the internet, so I'm sorry we couldn't do that. But we're here now, and got some really exciting things. It's been a really busy day today. Lots on, just trends forming, and as you know, if you follow our Enigma newbie group, which you probably do, we have quite a few trades going out that are live, which is great. So we'll maybe have a look at that if people are interested. So yes, this is the Enigma Strategy webinar, and what we do here, we just review, analyze major pairs, and I'm just going to discuss sort of the trading setups and cover some of the strategies that we are using. And there's also time to for you guys to ask questions if you want. Okay, so let's get down to it, shall we? So we are going to start with the pound today. Pen. Let's have a look what is cracking. Oh, as always, guys, you can follow our Enigma Strategy trading view page, because there are quite a few trades that maybe we put on the trading view page, which maybe doesn't make it to the Enigma posting group. So always check out our Enigma Strategy profile, and you can see. Hi guys, if you just checked in, hope you're all well. I've very just started, so don't worry. Yep, you can see here, these are some of the things we've been putting on. I mean, we're in gold anyway, but this is for so we're looking at gold here. I mean, we're looking to buy gold, aren't we, at the purple box? And I put this out on the group this morning, some Euro USD stuff. So yeah, do check out this Enigma Strategy page. We try and put out as much as possible on there. It's not always, can't always put out every single trade on the newbie group. Right, so let's get to it then. Pound. So pound has been falling today in a nice impulsive move to the downside, which I'm going to be calling a wave 5 on the daily, which means we are going to be seeing much more downside on this. Just to make sure, guys, can you all hear me and can you see the screen? If you could just put yes in the chat, would be really helpful. So here is the pound. I'm going to go to a daily. Where's all my charts gone? There we go. And it's really weird because I think it was last week I was toying with this sort of like, oh, could it be a flat correction? Could we be going A, B, C back up here? But of course, there's a possibility that can happen. I'm just going to focus on this particular section here, because we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what it looks like to me anyway. So let's just have a look. In fact, let's just get rid of all this. So we are looking for more downside on the pound here. Let's see if we can just label this. 1, 2, 4, 5. And we can see here from the lows, we've got an A, B, C. It's a very clear three-wave move from these lows here last week. So it's 3 hours. Might be able to see it a bit clearer what I was seeing earlier. 4 hours quickly. Let's just get this. So A, B, C. A, B, C, 3 moves. Yeah, I mean, that looks to me like a three-wave move. And if that is the case, so we've got something like this on wave 4. We need to change the, just very quickly, guys, in 2 seconds to change that. Okay, so we've got our move here at the top. we're now looking to sell off in a nice impulsive move at least. So our target, I think I put it at 121 as our initial target on the group, but we're looking at about 0.5 on the Fibonacci extension. So what we do here, so we know, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to take a fib level from the top of 2 to the bottom of 3 to the top of 4, and that will give us our target of 5. Okay, so top of 2. It's debatable whether this is part of that correction, but I'm just going to go here and then here. So we're actually looking around here, this kind of double bottom area. So, so this is the kind of area where a wave 5 will finish. The 0 point, it could be anywhere in this purple box here, guys. Okay, and then we would call this completed. This this cycle to downside here. We've also got this nice pattern here. We've got an expanding, broadening wedge that seems to be respecting that quite nicely here. Okay, so I quite like that. And we are in this already. We've got a sell we've got a sell here, guys, which is nice and deep in profit, and I'm not too worried about this at the moment. Fully expecting this over the next tomorrow into next week to fall and to retest 120.15. That's my take on it anyway. Just look at this these candlesticks here. Really, really nice big sellers bar yesterday, and if we were to label this, let's just go to a 1 hour. The only thing that I always think about here is there is a lot of symmetry on this particular. You can actually see 1, 2, 3. It looks like a 3. It looks quite corrective at the moment, so we do actually need to see a quick sell-off tomorrow. It's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like this. And our wave 3 will be at 1.618 of wave 1 and 2, which puts us here, here, here. Okay, so, and I think that's 121. Yeah, so we're looking to potentially take some more profits tomorrow around about at the end of wave 3. But we'll just need to see how this develops. But I think in some, fully expecting more downside on this pair going into tomorrow and early next week. Any questions about the pound, guys? Any questions about the pound? Any questions? There is a question. Okay, thanks, Steve. Yeah. So yeah, let's just go to the alternative, but let's talk about alternatives here, because I was looking at alternatives last week, wasn't I? I was saying that this actually could be a flat. So, you know, we've got a double bottom here, yeah, potentially. You know, price could be rebounding off this double bottom. Actually, you know, it's like a triple bottom, really. Think about it. 1, 2, 3. And then we'll be doing a flat correction A, B, C, because we've got this free wave move here. There's a couple of scenarios here. This could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This could be an A, B, C of the smaller degree, and then we'll be making a move higher to test ultimately 143. This is sort of flat correction up here. This is something that I was looking at last week, if you remember. Something like this. But I mean, you know, scenarios like this, guys. Where is the bullish sentiment in the pound at the moment? And I just can't see it. I don't see where we would be seeing that, given that the state of Brexit, we've got problems with the Irish border, we've got Boris being Boris. I just don't see how we could be massively bullish on this at the moment. I much prefer a bearish interpretation that actually brings us past. Well, I mean, I've actually been saying 110. weeks now. So I'm going to stick with my bearish interpretation here. Just quickly to see the trend. There's potentially something here as well. Potentially. But in terms of our trades, we're covered. More downside going tomorrow. So yeah, pound to slide. So we're going to move on to euro. We put a buy out on this at the moment. Okay, so this is what we're looking at or I was looking at in the week. Actually, I put this in the group, didn't I? I put this on the trading view. I put this on the trading view page. So we had a WXY, WXY potentially. And we put out a buy because we had this 1, 2, and a nice bounce off of this level, but it looks like we need to see how this reacts going into the Asian tonight. I think if we were to breach 109.19, then we'd think about selling this pair down to our Y. But at the moment, I'm sort of optimistic that actually we're going to see a bounce higher to finish this cycle here. Let's have another look at this quickly. WXY, W. I mean, we could call this completed, this cycle here, and now we could be moving up off of this these lows here. I think to guarantee whether to really put the sort of death knell in the euro, we would need to clear easily this low here at 109.17. I think if we did that convincingly with a nice big bearish bar, I would probably think about cutting those losses and then just going short down to 107.33, and that would kind of tally in with this analysis that we are seeing this kind of double correction here as we move to the downside. But we are buying at the moment, and let's see what happens when we go into the Asian session here. But this looks like pretty firm support here. This 4-hour candle. Now, what time is it? So if we close at 8 o'clock with this bearish candle, that'll be an inside bar. So yeah, it's a bullish, a potential bullish signal here. So we are going to stick with this, but we might need to tighten these up. If we were just to fall straight through, then that would tell us, I think, pretty clearly that we are going to go to downside pretty quickly. Now, if that does happen, then we're looking to sell down to the orange box here. Okay, but I will update you guys as we go. So I'll be looking at the Asian session tonight and seeing what happens when the markets come on over in the east. And if we do see a decisive break, we'll come out and sell this down here. But really, euro is very, very low at the moment. It's very, very low. We're looking really to let me just show you guys what I'm looking at here. So just looking at this, we're on a weekly chart here. Clearly a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very, very clear to me. Very impulsive move here. Very clear. And then this would be our wave 1, and this would be our corrective move. And this is clearly corrective, isn't it? This structure looks completely different to this structure. I think we can agree on that. Lots of green bullish bars here, which gives us that nice characteristic wave 3. But here we've got lots of truncated bars jostling together. Tells us that price is stalling in a corrective phase to the downside. Now, so we are on a weekly chart, admittedly, but really this is suggesting that at some point, bearing in mind we are looking at a monthly, this is 2021 here. At some point, there should be a huge move up here, okay? Huge move up here. That's what the theory would be saying to me anyway. So right up here. Now, in terms of how far this correction will travel, well, this correction could potentially go all the way down to 99% of wave 1, which is here. Okay, or testing, this area. This if we were to do that kind of scenario, then it would make sense that we would be coming to find support, this monthly support here at 105. That kind of, this looks like a very strong piece of support here. So there is the this kind of scenario. Now a wave 2 will typically be a very deep retracement, and we're looking around about the 61.8, which we've obviously cleared. So this could be a potential target here. Now, if we were to fall through that area that I was speaking about, it would, we'd be looking down here to the next level, which actually is here. So we've got this range. So I think I have to make a decision really tonight about how the Asian looks, if we get that kind of bullish impetus. But if we don't, then I think it's going to be a long-term hold down to here. Okay, any questions really about the euro? Any questions, guys, about the euro? Oops, sorry. Any questions? Nope. Okay, let's just go back. Okay, so yeah, we'll look at that. I'll look at this in more detail later. But we are in this as a buy, and at the minute, we're happy with that. Silver, this is a big one. This is a great one at the moment. Really like this trade. Really liking this, especially long and short. At the moment, we're all short. Fully expecting this to make its way lower, and you can see here that we are moving beautifully in this channel right here. Okay, nice support here. We've retested this upper channel here. This is our line of value in the middle. We're currently working our way for correction down to the purple box where we could potentially buy. The only thing that I'm worried about on this is this wave 4 looks, I mean, our invalidation is here. So if wave 4 was to breach this level, then this pattern is this is not correct. This is not correct, and this looks very. It doesn't look very nice as a wave 4. A wave 4 is a very complex, usually a complex correction. I'll be looking for a flat correction would be a nice thing to see, and this just looks like a zigzag, which I'm not liking at the moment. It's great for us because we're selling it, but I'm thinking about going long on this, and going long with a pattern like that, I am a little bit skeptical. So that's something I've been thinking about today. Obviously we are short, which is fine. I will go back into this in 1 hour in a second, but I've been struggling to understand what other pattern we could this could be, because let's go to the daily here. So clearly, again, let's just get rid of this. You can clearly see 1, 2. So wave 2, very deep retracement here. You can see we were on the 0.786. So on the button, wave 2, 0.786, off we go. And again, looking at euro, we looked at that a second ago, didn't we, guys? Every possibility that it could slide all the way. And going back to the euro, there is a possibility that we could do a defensive hedge on that position and sell it as well, defensively down to that level. But that would be something we may not put out. But I do that all the time, because you can be buying and selling pairs on different time frames. But that would involve us holding for a considerable amount of time. So we've got our 1, 2, very clearly impulsive, guys, and this is the problem I have with it, because now we can't. It would be very difficult for me to see how price could just fall with this pattern being incomplete, because it's not a complete pattern. When I say that, I mean that we have to have 5 waves up. you just can't get a 1, 2, 3 and then a collapse. You just can't get that. And this can't be a fifth wave. We can have a wave up here. We can have a truncated fifth. We can't have a fifth wave here. That's against the rules of Elliott wave theory. So I'm really puzzled about what it could be. I mean, this could be an A, B, C here, which means this will be a flat correction to the upside, and then we will be resuming to the downside. But think about it fundamentally, these gold and the precious metals are rallying because there is so much uncertainty at the moment on the US stocks. And actually, the world economy in general is weak. And when we see stuff like that happening on the US stocks, FTSE or whatever indices we're talking about, we tend to find investors moving to safe havens, such as gold and yen, which is why yen has been so strong for a long time, most of the year. Anyway, let's go back into this on the hour. Okay, so we're going to stick with the analysis that I'm pursuing so far. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 A. So wave A is 5 waves. 1, 2, 3 B. And now we are working on the last move to the downside here. So it should be. So we should see something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just change the degrees here. Okay. So again, we're just consolidating around this area here, but I'm just going to be. But again, guys, that you can see one very, very deep retracement. You can find out what that was. It was again the 0.786. Okay, so a very, very regular and popular fib level that a wave 2 will go to. Okay, and then this is clearly impulsive, which means it's a wave 3. Can't be anything else. And then this is clearly a wave 4 because the wave 4 is a complex correction and it looks like a flat A, B, C. And now we're working on the wave 5 to the downside. And we're looking for that to finish around here. I think which is why I suggested to come out of this around here if you were a little bit nervous, because we could see this. I mean, I'm fully expect to see this at 1650, even though my purple box is at 1670. Okay, so in terms of the general outlook on this going into tomorrow and the Asian tonight and tomorrow morning is more downside on silver, taking us into deep profits, at which point you can decide to cash out or take it all the way down to the purple box. Now, at this point here, what I will probably do is we'll look at putting a buy stop on this because I just want to play it safe. But there's a strong chance that we're going to be hitting this box here. Any questions, guys? That's all. Does EuroCAD look good too short? Let's have a look, Steve. EuroCAD. Here's EuroCAD. Let's just go to the daily. Let's go to the weekly, actually. Let's go to the monthly. Okay. Let's see what we can see here. Well, let's just look at this little. This is good because we know this whole section here is corrective, right? This is just all ranging, albeit in an upward trend, but it's all corrective, right? Because it's crosspair. But this is what I like. This is you can see here 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. These are all zigzags, aren't they? On the large degree, Steve. So with zigzags A, B, C, we're looking for equal legs and then a rebound. So what I mean by that is, let's have a look here. So usually our A leg and our C leg will be the same length, and then we will see a bounce. Okay, and you can see here C leg here is not the same length as the A leg, but we did come off this 0.786 and in the bounce. But I always look for the A and the C to be the same. Let's have a look. So I'm looking at this A, B, C. Let's have a look. A, B, C. Again, like you see, we've come off the 0.786 like we did before here. So there would be an argument to suggest that we would now be seeing another bounce to the upside here, Steve, if you see what I mean. There's so much symmetry in the market. Now, if I go to the 4-hour chart, I've actually bought this, which is quite funny. Let's see what we've got on the 4-hour. Now, this obviously is your invalidation area, your invalidation line here. If price was to break here, yes, I would probably go short on you actually. I'd probably issue a short, and I'll tell you why in a second. But for the moment, because this is actually the area in which we've bounced off the 0.786, this is actually potentially now an area to go long. If it was a short position, which it could be a short position. So you've got your A, your B, and your C. Now, actually, what we could be seeing is we could be seeing a double correction, which would be a WXY, Steve. So that would be, so we get an A, B, C, another bounce up here, and then we move lower. Okay, so we can still, we're on a daily time frame here. I don't think shorting, it depends what time frame that you would be trading this, Steve, which is that's quite important. I think if you were trading on the larger time frames, then yeah, you mean, I think intraday this is probably long. I think weekly is probably short. But what you would see is something like this. WXY. Okay. And so what you'd be looking for here is a bounce. And then resume lower. Now this bounce of double, and this could be. And actually, just looking here, we've got a nice bit of support here in the purple. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 or 4 touches here. So we are actually sitting on this nice bit of support here as well, Steve. So break below this, definitely much lower. Let's just get the equal legs. Yeah, so I think if we were to break below this area, we'd probably looking to actually make that equal leg. So wave C and wave A with the same length. And then I expect we would have to get a bounce to wave X. Yeah. Okay. Now the difference in price, yeah, I mean, definitely worth doing it. 100%. We're on a daily, aren't we? So yeah, that could be a good little short. If we were to break this, you have to break this. We have to break this lower low here, Stephen, before any short could be instigated. Once this is broken, it tells you that this cycle is now finished. Okay, and this would be a smaller ABC like that. Yeah. Okay. And yeah, you can see it takes us down here. I hope that helps, Steve. But yeah, it all depends what time frame we're trading. Cool, no problem. No problems. Right, let's just move on to gold. Okay, here's gold. Again, gold, really nice diagram. It's very following silver. Let's just see what price is doing right now. Lovely. Right, I'm just show you guys from the macro again. I put this in the group. Really nice trend line here, and it's better than the silver because we've got a leading diagonal in wave 2, which is lovely, and this is much more like a flat correction here, which is what I'd like to see here. And the bounce off of around 1460. So I'm more confident about gold than I am silver at the moment. But this is a lovely little trade which could take us long. And we are actually short on this still. But I'm not looking to put any more positions. We should take this down to around about, if you can hold it, hold your emotions down to 1450, which is where it should go, which is this trend line here. Okay. We should meet this trend line around about here. I'll be looking for a nice bullish signal on a daily, very important on a daily. Let's not get greedy. And then we will go long on this. We will go long on this up to the top value of about, we can check. So let's. Yeah, I mean that is a mammoth pips up here. That's a huge number of pips. And wave 5 and wave 1 are typically the same length. A lot of the time it will be the same length. So let's just do that. Let's just see how long that would be. Well, there you go. Look at that. So that's how long wave 5 will, and this trick works more times than you would ever believe, that your wave 5 and your wave 1 will be the same length. And I've been doing this 8 years, and it happens a lot. Enough for me to tell you that it happens a lot. And coincidentally, it's the 0.786 again. So, you know, like I always say, guys, there's so much market symmetry. You know, that's why he's fibbed every day, because they work, and people use them. Daily. Okay, so you're on a daily sell. Okay, Stephen. Yeah. So if it was to break that level we went over, if you email me actually, Stephen, I can send you a chart, and I can send you a chart with some levels, and then you can use that at your own discretion. Right, so gold's looking really good at the minute. Let's just go to the 1 hour just to see where we're at. Oh. Okay, so we're currently working on what I'm calling a C wave to the downside. We've got a, again, very similar to silver, isn't it, guys? We've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, looking at wave 5 here, okay? Now this could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is probably wave 1 of a smaller degree, so it will probably be something like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so something like this, maybe a truncated fifth, a retest here, back up to this trading range, and then the big push down on gold down to around here. I guess that's the 1.618. Let's see if I'm right. We'll go all the way down there. Yeah, which means there's a trend lines here. So yeah, somewhere around there, guys. So that's the path at the moment I'm seeing on gold. This won't be ready. I mean, obviously we're selling it, but in terms of the buy, it's going to be, yeah, I mean, look where we're at. You know, this could be, you know, latter half of October before we actually see this pattern complete and the bullish signal come to fruition. Any questions about gold, guys? Any questions about gold? What a wave is, if possible, as not aware of these. Will silver follow gold? Yeah, I mean, they're loosely correlated, aren't they? And I mean, it would be difficult for me to argue against that because, you know, look at this. Let's go back to let's get rid of all this bump. So look, there's gold, albeit clearer, and there's silver. You know, they are very, very, very similar. So yeah, they are loosely correlated. They are in slightly different stages of their wave 4. I mean, both are in their wave 4. So there must be some amount of symmetry going on between those two. I mean, silver and gold have been historically, you know, sort of twins for time memorial, haven't they? You know, they are considered. You know, silver is the lesser gold. But yeah, something about waves. Let's have a look. I'd like to know what a wave is, if possible, as not aware of these. What do you mean, Harry? What do you mean waves? Do you mean counting waves? Do you mean? I mean, this is so. What I do, I just do Elliott wave theory. That's just it's just one facet of technical analysis that I follow. Of course, yes, deciding what a wave is. Okay, so let's look at USD JPY. How I'll just go through some stuff with you. All right, so very quickly before I do that, let's just go over where we're at with USD JPY. Right, let me just. So clearly, guys, hope you can see this. Bullish about USD JPY. Tell you why. We can see we've got a triangle here. Yeah, really, really easy. Got a lovely triangle on the monthly. Yeah, monthly. Well, this is a pennant really. So pennants they can go that way. And they actually can also do that. Okay, because it's like a symmetrical triangle, isn't it? A pennant. So it can go either way. But I'm actually more bullish on this. So we're actually buying this as well. This is a trade that we've got live at the moment. I think we should be coming into profit. So Harry, this is a good one for you, mate. So what it is we will say that we're counting waves, that in every price move there are 5 waves. Okay, so price will move in 5 waves. Okay, so I'm going to wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so price will move always, not in 4 waves, not in 3 waves, not in 7, not in 9, in 5, always. Now there are particular rules about this, Harry, that probably I don't have a lot of time, but the rule very quickly, the rules are wave 2 will be a very deep retracement 90% of the time. Wave 3 will be a long wave. It will be the longest wave, usually. Wave 3 cannot be the shortest wave. Impossible. Can't be. It has to be the longest wave. Okay. Now, when we have a market move, a 5-wave move, we call this a motive wave or an impulsive move. Okay. And this gives us that, you know, lovely market ups and downs, peaks and troughs. Okay. Now, after we have a move like this, which could happen on the 1 minute, the 5 minute, the 1 hour, the 4 hour daily. So whatever time frame we look at, we will always see 5 waves. And we can see that actually here. I'll show you. After we have 5 waves up, we have what's called a retracement, correction, in a move like this. Now, so it'll be a zigzag if it's a wave 2. So wave 2 will be a zigzag, A, B, C. Okay, a really good book, Harry, that you should read is, if you are into trading and you want to know more about it, is James Gleick, who He wrote a book about chaos theory, and in it there's a really good section about fractals. And I think that would really, really help you. It's James Gleick. So have a look at that, because that will talk about this, because it really helped me when I started my trading career some years ago. All right, but I'll go into this in a bit more depth next week for you if you are around. Just going to finish this analysis off for you guys. But so yeah, no problems, mate. So you just look here, Harry. We're on the daily, and we've got, this is clearly wave 3, isn't it? Clearly, lots of green bars. It's the longest wave. So we've got a wave 1, 2, nice, fairly deep. I guarantee. I mean, I'm pretty sure it was like a 50% retracement to me. I reckon that's a 50%. What's my experience with that? Oh, it's not 50%. It's a 0.382. But that still qualifies as a wave 2. Little trick here, that if the market is, let's say that we bounce, we come off a really big level, and there are loads of buyers waiting here, loads of buyers here, and actually this wick tells us that there are buyers here, loads of them, and that's why we rejected this level. A rejection like this just means there are hundreds of thousands of millions of buy limits here. Price hits that and then instantly recoils. Now, if we do, if we have that, we know that the wave 2 retracement will be shallow, because there are so many buyers in the market. Price will not retrace harshly, okay, because there's so much momentum in the market, which is why we have this big push. Now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very clear about that. 100% about it. I'm 100% about that. It's nothing else. This is nothing else. Nothing else at all. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and wave 5 will finish above, at or above wave 3. No doubt about that at all. No doubts. Which is why we're buying it. And you can see here, we've got an A, B, C. So this must go into the 1 hour actually. Okay, A, C. Right, so this is how I'm going to count. It's A, B, C, W, X, Y. So this is like a double correction, and a wave 4 typically is a double correction. Okay, so it will be a combination. It won't just be a zigzag. You can see here, A, B, C, zigzag. A, B, C, zigzag. This you can see this is a double correction, and wave 4 is typically like that. Okay, and also here we've got a nice head and shoulders pattern here. This bit. Okay. Anyway, the outlook on yen, USD, JPY is for the the hourly is bullish. Okay, and we'll be taking profits at top of wave 5 around about. Let's have a look. It's going to be. It's going to be around about. It's going to be about here. There's 200 pips in it, guys. There's 200 pips in it. So Harry, 1, 2, nice deep retracement here. 3, 4, 5. So it looks like we're on the way 3 now, and this should be completed, I imagine, tomorrow for us. I think that's it, guys. Any questions? Any questions at all, guys? Just to let you know, I'll do the market report on Sunday, so please check that out. If there's any more updates in the channel, I will put something out. But we're doing all right at the moment, so we're all good. Okay, guys, so that's it. I'm going to be signing off, and I will catch you on Tuesday for the next live webinar. I hope you have a great weekend, guys, and I will see you shortly.